Come through. Okay, so what we've got here is we've got two different sections for our progression. We've got an A section that focuses primarily on the sound of a G blues kind of sound. It's not necessarily a blues progression, but it has blues elements in it. The one chord of G going up to the 4 of C7 really creates a blues feel, right? Something is said to be blues based when there's two chords, a fourth part, and they're both dominant chords. It has a blues kind of a feel. Okay, so that's what I've done with the A section. Right. Right, and that's perfectly appropriate to play. Right, that kind of stuff over these two chords. It sounds really in the style of a blues-based kind of progression. Okay, but what do we do when the chords do A minor, D7, A minor, B minor, C, and D7? What's going on there? Well, I'll tell you what's going on. It changes key slightly to the key of G major, okay? And what happens is now we have a progression here where the chords are really coming out of more of the diatonic G major scale. Remember how we talked about that, how you harmonize a major scale? And you get a series of chords. Well, we've got a chord progression that comes right out of the G major harmonized scale. So now it's not really going to be appropriate to play the minor pentatonic anymore. It's not going to sound really right over the chords. So I did that for a reason. So now you have to switch to a major scale. So over this, you're going to be playing, you know, you're going to be using a full major scale to play over that. And you can use any of the patterns that you've learned. You've learned 5 positions of major scales now. So you can use the one that's right on top of the pentatonic scale that you've been playing, but it's got to be G major, not G minor pentatonic. Okay? So I'm going to show you a variety of different ways I might play in different positions to combine dominant blues stuff and major scale stuff on that second progression. Let's go over the chords though, make sure we got them. Here's what it's going to sound like. 2, 3, 4. Now the other part. Notice the feel, it sounds more major scale. Okay, now check it out. Now here comes the major scale. Back to the blues sound, right? You can hear? There's that major scale. Okay? So you can hear how that effect really combines the best of both elements in a way. Blues has a very strong personality and a feel to it in the style of the notes and the phrasing and everything. But it also sounds great when you mix it in with other kinds of harmonic progressions, such as diatonic major progressions. A lot of typical pop tunes, R&B, rock and roll, jazz, there's all kinds of styles that have combined that exact concept of blues mixed in with major to create a real nice balance for a lot of great music. The Beatles were huge proponents of that. They would always play something that was more of a blues-based thing. So you guys might have gone back a few years for sure with a lot of people, but remember this one? Okay, that would be like the verse of that song. This is a great song called I Feel Fine. But then on the chorus they go, and this is right out of the major scale. Okay, so there's a classic example in a tune by the Beatles written 40 years ago called I Feel Fine that combines a blues-based kind of A section and a major scale-based chorus. Okay, so you really want to learn how to do that because it's going to be it's going to be common in a lot of pop music. Okay, so let's try this one more time and see if you can really hear your way through the major scale part of the progression, because that's where you have to get a little bit more melodic in your phrasing. Okay, so I'm going to try to focus on certain notes that really sound good on the chords. I'm going to probably hit the C a little bit stronger at the beginning of this chord right here, because the C really sounds good on the A minor chord. Okay, it's actually a strong chord tone. I might even hit the 7th degree of the D chord because, or rather the 7th degree of the G major scale, because it's a third of the D chord, and it really sounds good over that chord. So listen to it again. Here we go. 3, 4. Bluesy right here. I'm getting back into the blues. Okay, so something simple like that has a lot of musical value and a lot of musical challenge, because if you're just getting into using your scales right now, you really have very specific spots where you can play them over this progression where they really work. Okay, and that's what I'm trying to get you to do, to expand not only your knowledge of your scales, but also how you use them and get musical with using them right away. And that's what a progression like this will help you do. Okay, so to summarize, we've gotten one great new technique exercise today, the major scale and diatonic fourths. Okay, and we've learned how to incorporate major scale soloing and blues scale soloing or pentatonic scale soloing in one progression. Okay, so that was a lot of fun, and I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll talk to you at the next lesson. See you later. Bye.